Welcome to Amazing World Facts. Today, we're diving deep, really deep, into one of the most mysterious and extreme environments on Earth, the ocean's abyss. Have you ever wondered how creatures living thousands of feet below the surface, where pressures can be crushingly intense, manage to survive? In this video, we're going to explore why deep-sea creatures don't get crushed and what fascinating adaptations allow them to thrive in an environment that's completely inhospitable to us. Let's start by understanding just how extreme the deep sea is. The ocean can be divided into different layers based on depth. Epipelagic zone, 0 to 200 meters. The sunlit zone, where most marine life is found. Mesopelagic zone, 200 to 1,000 meters. Also known as the twilight zone, this region receives minimal sunlight. Bathypelagic zone, 1,000 to 4,000 meters. The midnight zone, where no sunlight reaches. Abyssopelagic zone, 4,000 to 6,000 meters, the abyss, home to some of the strangest creatures known to science. Hadal-pelagic zone, 6,000 meters and beyond, found in deep trenches. This is the deepest part of the ocean. In these deeper layers, especially below 1,000 meters, the environment becomes incredibly harsh. Temperatures are near freezing, light is non-existent, and perhaps most notably, the pressure is immense. In fact, in the deepest parts of the ocean, pressure can exceed 1,000 times that of the atmosphere at sea level. That's like having the weight of 50 jumbo jets pressing down on a single square meter. So what exactly happens under such intense pressure? At sea level, we're under 1 atmosphere of pressure. But for every 10 meters, 33 feet, you descend into the ocean, the pressure increases by 1 atmosphere. By the time you're in the abyssal zone, that pressure becomes lethal for most organisms. For instance, a human being, without the protection of a submersible, would be crushed within seconds. But deep-sea creatures? They live in the very depths and seem completely unfazed by this pressure. How is that possible? The secret lies in the unique and fascinating adaptations these animals have evolved over millions of years. Many deep-sea creatures, like jellyfish, certain squids, and even some fish, have soft, gelatinous bodies with minimal skeletal structures. This helps them withstand the intense pressure. Since their bodies aren't rigid, there's nothing to crush. The absence of gas-filled spaces, like lungs or air bladders, means there's nothing for the pressure to compress. For example, the blobfish, which you've probably seen in memes, looks rather squished and weird when brought to the surface. But down in its natural deep-sea habitat, that gelatinous body functions perfectly, allowing it to handle the immense pressure without harm. Deep-sea creatures have another trick up their sleeves. They maintain high internal pressure to match the external pressure. For example, many deep-sea fish have bodies that are fluid-filled rather than gas-filled. Fluids, unlike gases, are incompressible. Therefore, the pressure inside these creatures' bodies is equal to the pressure outside, preventing them from being crushed. A great example is the giant isopod, a deep-sea crustacean that can grow to the size of a football. Despite living thousands of meters below the surface, its body can withstand the extreme pressure because the fluid in its body balances the crushing force of the surrounding water. At a microscopic level, these creatures have more fascinating adaptations that help them cope with the extreme conditions of the deep. For most organisms, including humans, proteins are essential molecules that perform a wide range of functions, from providing structure to carrying out chemical reactions. However, under high pressure, proteins can become denatured, meaning they lose their shape and stop functioning properly. Deep-sea creatures, however, have evolved proteins that are specially adapted to work in these high-pressure environments. These proteins are more flexible than those of surface-dwelling animals, allowing them to continue functioning despite the immense pressure. For example, deep-sea bacteria have pressure-resistant enzymes that allow them to break down food and perform basic life functions at depths of over 10,000 meters. Another key player in the survival of deep-sea creatures is a compound called TMAO. This chemical helps stabilize proteins under high pressure, ensuring they don't denature or lose their function. Fish that live in extreme depths, such as the Pacific grenadier and the fangtooth, have high concentrations of TMAO in their cells, allowing them to keep their biological processes running smoothly, even in the crushing depths of the ocean. Interestingly, the deeper the creature lives, the more TMAO it produces, which explains why fish from the deepest parts of the ocean often taste different due to the high levels of this chemical. Deep-sea life isn't just about surviving the pressure. It's about thriving in an environment that's so extreme, it seems almost alien to us. Over millions of years, the pressure of the deep sea has shaped the evolution of these creatures in astonishing ways. One of the most iconic examples is the anglerfish, which lives at depths of over 1,000 meters. Not only does it withstand immense pressure, but it also sports a bioluminescent lure on its head to attract prey in the pitch-black darkness. And let's not forget its highly specialized reproductive strategy, where the male permanently fuses with the female to ensure successful mating in such a sparse environment. Then there's the dragonfish, equipped with specialized light-emitting organs that allow it to see and hunt in the dark depths. These adaptations show how the challenges of the deep sea have driven these creatures to develop incredible abilities. If we journey to the deepest part of the ocean, the Mariana Trench, the pressure reaches over 1,000 times that at the surface. Yet, life exists even here. One of the deepest living fish ever discovered is the Mariana snailfish, found at depths of over 8,000 meters. Its body is incredibly fragile and gelatinous, perfectly suited for living under extreme pressure. Researchers have even found microorganisms living in the sediment at the bottom of the trench, organisms that survive not only under extreme pressure, but also in near-freezing temperatures, with very little oxygen or food. These extremophiles represent the pinnacle of pressure resistance in living organisms. But what happens when these deep-sea creatures are brought to the surface? Unfortunately, many of them don't fare well. The blobfish, for instance, looks drastically different out of water because its body is adapted to the pressure of the deep sea. Without that pressure, its gelatinous body collapses, and it takes on the infamous blob appearance. For other creatures, like deep-sea fish with gas-filled swim bladders, a rapid ascent can be deadly. As the pressure decreases, the gas inside their bodies expands, causing them to suffer from barotrauma, which can be fatal. We've only scratched the surface when it comes to exploring the deep sea. Despite advances in technology, less than 5% of the ocean has been explored, and the deep-sea ecosystem remains one of the least understood environments on Earth. However, new submersibles and autonomous drones are making it possible for us to venture deeper than ever before. One day, we may discover even more strange and resilient creatures living in these dark depths, and who knows what kind of biological wonders they will reveal. So, how do deep-sea creatures avoid being crushed under the intense pressure? It's all thanks to their unique evolutionary adaptations: soft, fluid-filled bodies, pressure-resistant proteins, high levels of TMAO, and other fascinating traits. The deep sea may seem like an alien world to us, but to the creatures that call it home, it's perfectly normal. We hope you enjoyed this dive into the mysterious world of deep-sea life. If you found this video fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode of Amazing World Facts. There's so much more to explore.